The new channel. See the new. The new channel. See the new. The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the new channel, here to help you see the new you. My name is Bob, and this is the Fort Project. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Fort Project, where we talk about money, business, and life tonight right here on TNC or the new channel. It's Saturday weekend right here in Dubai, UAE. It is 18th day or the 18th day for the month of July 2020. Welcome to the weekend once again, ladies and gentlemen, and wherever you are in the world, if you're watching this live broadcast, hello to you. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And first things first, you can follow us and like us right here on the Ford Project or the TNC Facebook page. You can give us your insights, your message. You can inbox us, and you can actually get in touch with us. It's as long as you see the phone number that's actually flashing on the below part of the screen. And tonight, you can actually get into the discussion by sending your messages and comments on the comment section down below of this live broadcast. And you can actually share this to your family members and loved ones, and do a little watch party on the Facebook, so we can actually reach the wider audience. Now, we are still not okay. The countries, the airlines, the airports are actually opening, not because it's safe, but because of the economy. All right. So we just really, really, really need to be very careful and observe social distancing. That's why we're doing this live broadcast as of the moment, to actually interview different people from different walks of life, especially the entrepreneurs and the people who are actually making a difference in the community. All right. Now, speaking of which, my guest tonight, we'll get to know more about them. Lovely couple. A little bit later on, as we go along with the show, is actually Dubai based, and they've been here for quite some time, and they did something really, really remarkable, and I would say it's trending. All right, especially with the DTI in the Metro Manila area in the Philippines, we have a little bit of an issue. All right, so I saw on the news that this is becoming now an issue. All right. First things first, I'd like to say hello, good evening to Jojo Bituin. Do a really quick shout out tonight on the people on the comment section down below who's watching. Hello to Josie Dorado. Hi, TNT Sir Bob. Who that is? Talaga, may nakakakilala sa akin bukod sa nanay ko. Good evening to you. Thanks a lot for being here on the show. And wherever you are, I hope you guys are doing okay, doing good, and healthy. All right, so keep doing that. Keep staying at home as long as we're still having the crisis, the COVID-19, the pandemic across the globe. So try to be very, very careful with going outside. If it's not necessary, if it's not essential to go outside, just stay at home. All right, just like everybody else that we do right here on the beautiful family of TNC. Everybody's staying at home. So just like the people on the backstage, the technical people, which is actually 11 o'clock in the evening back in the Metro Manila area, they're still up and they're staying at home. All right, um, so like I said, uh, the spirit of the Filipino when it comes to bayanihan. I know it's like I know hundreds of years, but somehow it did bring us back, right? Especially here, the Filipinos in Dubai, UAE. It did bring us back to that era or times when we actually come together and help each other. All right. So I think that's a very very good quality as a Filipino because uh, I heard from a stand-up comedian. Filipino families, we stay together, we stick together like rice. Okay, and we are all right. If you notice in the families, especially in the remote provincial area, you have the lolo, the lola, the tita, the tito in one house. The grandchildren, the husband and the wife in one house. And the family doesn't want you to go away. Bakit pa kayo lalayo? Dito na kayo. Di ba? Okay naman tayo dito magkakasama. No? Now, in the same manner, that's what we're going to be talking about a little bit tonight. I know this is really a really short interview. It's just a 1 hour, 45-minute interview. We'll try to squeeze in everything as we can, all the informations, and how did we actually come up with the spirit of Bayanihan in Dubai, UAE. So let's dive right into it. My special guest for this evening, Mr. and Mrs. Cesar and Lou Parroco. Hope I got that right. Good evening, guys. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Bob.
All right.
Hello.
Hi. Hope everybody's doing good. How is everybody? How's the family in Dubai?
Everyone is doing good, Bob.
Yeah,
Thank you for
okay,
asking.
thank you.
In fact, around here it looks quiet around where we were set up, but actually we have our nephews who are actually here in the house for during the weekend.
Mhm.
So it's a happy weekend with the family, with a bigger family.
Just like I said, Filipino families, they stay together in one house.
Yes.
That's a good term, us. We stick like rice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, first things first, tell us a little bit about you guys, because this is actually the first time I get to talk to them on the show.
Mhm.
And they're somehow kind of trending now in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, in the UAE. So just a little bit about both of you guys tonight, if you don't mind me asking that. Like how did you start in Dubai? How long have you been living in Dubai and stuff like that?
Okay. Of course, we have to start. My wife, we have to start.
So, Bob, is it getting obvious too early? I'm the speaker of the house.
Yeah.
Well, I think in terms of, I think because for that question, it was actually me who first came in
Yeah.
Dubai. I first arrived on, I think it was May of 1996. So
Wow.
we were still both single then. We were not married, but yes, we were already boyfriends and girlfriends.
Mhm.
So I flew here because my then boyfriend beside me was actually working in Brunei, Darussalam, and so I braved the distance and the new place. So I came, and yeah, I think after just after a year, on my very first vacation, that's when we decided to get married. Yes. So after another year, then my husband has joined me.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think it took us 3 years of just being alone together here in a new land, trying to enjoy our careers, trying, of course, to kind of labor a little bit more to excel or to show what we can give to our respective careers. Then after 3 years, then that's when we started to have our first child. So now we have two children. We have Patrick Josh, who is 19, and we have Pia Bianca turning 15. So yes, we are a happy little family here.
So we've been here in summary 24 years, and I've been here for 22 years already in Dubai.
Yes.
Matanda na sa Dubai.
Yes. So you can make out our age.
Wow, that's a really really long time. So this is what I'm talking about. You've seen the changes and the difference of Dubai then and Dubai now, especially when it comes to infrastructures like the buildings. We don't have
Yes.
those buildings before that we have now. We have the longest, the widest, the tallest, right? That's
Yes,
that's
you're
what we
right.
are. That's what we do in Dubai. All right. So how did you actually if you think the landscape of the difference of being in abroad in Dubai, especially here in the UAE, before compared to now?
Well, I think
It has, of
it's a
course,
significant change. I don't even know how to describe it because actually, Daddy, when we were still away, we were distant away from each other. He will certainly remember that the postcard that I was very very proud to be sending him was the clock tower. Okay, Bob. So the clock tower, the Jumeirah Mosque, those were, of course, Burj Al Arab was already there. So those were the three prominent landmarks that I would always boast to anybody, who has not been here in the UAE. And the postcards, of course, those are postcard times, hindi pa masyadong social media. So again, Clock Tower, Burj Al Arab, and the Jumeirah Mosque. Now you can see the difference. It's so big.
actually, even now, I'm just driving in Sheikh Zayed Road every day. I'm so surprised with the buildings that keeps coming up on the area. And even sometimes you won't even know that they are building there. And once they clear up
Yes.
the screen or they clear up that net, and immediately you can see, wow, it is here. We are all surprised. Yeah, every day it never ceases to amaze us.
Yes.
So that's what I'm trying to say, especially on this show, that things are changing. The world is changing really, really fast, and we really need to adapt to the change that's happening and around
Yeah,
us, right?
you're right.
So it's been from that's back in 96, 90, if I'm not
It
mistaken,
was 1996, Bob.
Yeah.
1996. That's a long
Right.
time.
And in fact, I think one of the other significant difference that we see, Bob, was back then the Filipino community was,
Close.
if you don't really know everyone's name, but at least you see the faces, they're so familiar, and you kind of feel the instant
Mm.
connection and affiliations. When you go to church, we go to St. Mary's Church, everyone around you, there are familiar faces. You know exactly where they sit on Sundays at 6 p.m. mass, which is the service that we go to, and you know them by face, if not by name. But now, oh my God, the entire compound of the St. Mary's Church is so full, and hardly we see a familiar face or a familiar name.
So it just goes to show that the Filipino community in Dubai, in the UAE, is getting bigger and bigger every month,
Yes.
maybe
So
every
much
year,
bigger.
and I think that's very good because a lot of Filipinos back home are actually wanted to earn some more, earn bigger, and
Yeah.
explore the outside of the Philippines. And tell us about those years of being here, the first 5 years, the first 10 years. Are you kind of both of you, are you kind of like active in like a community or a club or association?
Yeah, of course, when we were still in college, of course, I met Lou in college. I think I was in third year college and she was in second year college. We both meet in a particular student Catholic action of the Philippines. So that's where I saw her. I like talking to a lot of people representing some students. And of course, we also do this kind of stuff. We always do community work, and I'm a member of Gawad of Kalinga. It was just Kalinga before, but right now, of course, it is Gawad Kalinga,
Mhm.
and that was like a university base, and we both are active actually in those on those times. And of course, we have seen as we started here, we have a very humble beginnings. And I used to work as a salesman, computer salesman in a Bordubai street, selling those big computers. And Lou started in Dubai duty free
Yes,
as a
it's one of the sales assistants
sales
also.
assistant of Dubai duty free. Yeah,
But
so that's it.
but
Yeah.
Mrs. Lu, I read a little bit about your profile, your short bio. You are very much now connected with different groups, and you do that for free. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's passion.
Yes,
It is.
it is.
Yeah.
You
So
you you're
basically, Bob,
you're
just
like
like
a coach,
just
right?
just what my husband explained, our paths crossed back when we were in the university, in community, in community events or organizations that really are for community service. So we settled, we put our lives together as husband and wife. And when we got here, it's a foreign land. But again, if the passion is there, so you always have the instinctive desire to always find, again, back to community service, even without you planning it. So it's kind of your second nature that you are drawn into really sharing your life with a bigger community. And I think that's what we're more comfortable about. It's hustling with a bigger community.
And you're having a great time doing that for the community, sharing and coaching, right?
Yes. So
Yes.
if you're talking about, yes, my current profession, so I am very much into human resources for the last 20 plus years of my career. And recently, I think it's getting to 2 years now, I decided to take a sort of a sabbatical leave to really get to do my other passion, which is more into life coaching, helping people to align themselves to what they are passionate about, or helping them sort out some issues in their lives. And yes, you mentioned it right. I'm doing, most of the time it should be a paid profession, and I know my organization will not be so happy because we're encouraged to really be charging professional fees. But I have to be very honest, my heart is not so much of a business. I don't have a business mindset. I am still developing that. Yes, so I would probably say I would offer my life coaching more for free most of the time, more than really charging professional fees. And no regrets about it. I'm happy.
All right. Now, this is what I told you about, guys, the viewers of the Fort Project, especially right here in Dubai, UAE, that we may not have every time like an entrepreneur and business people in the show, but they're actually making an impact in the Filipino community. And that's what we're going to be talking about a little bit later on when we come back after a really quick break right here on TNC.
All right. See you.
right, thanks a lot. We are back right here tonight on a beautiful Saturday evening on the Fort Project, where we talk about money, business, and life tonight, right here on the new channel. And I still have my guest, but before that, before we get into the juicy part of the conversations tonight, we have different programs, online programs, on this very, very beautiful channel for you. So we have the Big Picture hosted by Mr. Lloyd Luna, and we have the HR Hotline being hosted by, let me see, ang tagal naman ang monitor ko. Okay, sige. Let's move on to the iBusiness, or the broadcasting live all the way from Texas and Tennessee, Mr. Or Dr. Bert and Dr. Mike. By the way, Jesse Rebostilios is the one hosting the HR Hotline. And of course, tonight, right here, the Fort Project, that's me. We also have the U-Turn, Carmine Ortega, if I'm not mistaken. And we also have the Home Buyer program, which is hosted by Mr. Dante Salamat, and my personal favorite on the channel, the Puppet Stories by Juan Lu. A TNC original is going to be coming soon on this channel, and also the TNC Marketplace. They did the world premiere, I think, last Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. So there's a lot of programs that you can actually watch right here on TNC. So thank you so much. So share this to your friends and family members, to your loved ones. Share the page and give us some love. Like us and follow us right here. And again, you can dive into the conversation tonight on the comment section down below. And I think our IG account is going to be coming up next. I mean, it's going to be coming soon. All right. So, gagawa kami niyan kung wala pa man. Oo. Hindi ko pa nakita eh. But anyways, let me go right ahead and get back my guest for this evening again, Mr. Cesar and Lou Parroco of eto na, of the AB CD. It's the ano nga to? Amicable Barter Community in Dubai. Now, this is really trending. For those of you who's watching this from outside of the UAE, outside of Dubai, this is trending, and a lot of people are actually having a great time and having a fun time. Yung iba ho, hindi na natutulog. Yung iba namumroblema na yung mga misis nila sa mga mister nila kasi nakaabang kung ano yung pwedeng i-barter. So this is an ancient way of exchanging goods, barter system. Ginagawa na to noong unang panahon pa nang hindi pa nag-exist ang monetary, ang pera. So kung meron kang chicken dito, ipapalit ko dito ng bigas siguro o ng tinapay. Parang ganun. And this is what's happening right here in this beautiful part of the world, Dubai, UAE. So let me ask the brains behind this, si Mr. and Mrs. Parroco. How did you how did you come up with the idea na okay, gawa natin ng ganito? Because I believe this has something to do with the pandemic that's been happening across the globe. Na parang, okay, ano ba yung pwede natin magawa? Ano ba yung pwede natin maitulong sa community without us giving so much of our money? Ano ba yung effort o idea na pwede natin? How did you get the idea?
Yeah, as you have aptly said earlier, is that it all started because of this pandemic, but actually the idea of bartering is not something really new. And also the idea of bartering online is not like really new. It started with my wife actually, when because I think she was able to barter her stuff around April. Like she changed her designer bags, and of course some paintings to someone was very willing to pay for it. And instead of just paying for it, we changed it for rice back home, and we were able to come up with around 70 sacks of rice. 70 sacks of rice based on those items that she was able to exchange with friends abroad. And so the idea was really then we just check it out that it can be implemented online. That's why we check around, and there are already barter groups that is existing back home, and so on. We just decided, why don't we start it here in Dubai? There is a buy and sell group already. There is secondhand, and this time it is a barter system wherein alam naman natin siguro yung mga Filipino, especially yung mga Filipino, mahilig tayong mamili, di ba? Lalo na pag sale, tapos nakatambak lang sa bahay. And it's just gathering dust. You know, we like shoes, beautiful shoes, and sometimes gadgets. that we don't even need. It's just something that because it's on sale. And then you lost your job, suddenly you lost your job, you don't have any more opportunities. Then I think mahiya naman siguro kung i-beg. Parang hindi naman tama kung maghiram ka na ng pera or ma-exhaust mo na meron ka pa namang gamit. So I think that's the best way na kung if you are already like hungry, pwede mong ipalitan ng bigas or pwede mong palitan ng mga groceries. That was the original intention. But then it panned out into a different dimension wherein people who still have jobs, who still have good incomes, and they still have stuff at home, and they were able to sell it to help those people who are really in need, who are really like they barter it. They're trying to barter it outside for such items, and they keep on supporting those less fortunate Filipinos here in UAE.
Well, that's really, really good. And the beautiful thing that I'd like to point out and highlight for all the viewers tonight na, okay, some people are actually bartering. Let's say may dalawa silang gitara. Isang gitara na ipapalit nila ng bigas or itlog or tinapay for their own kumbaga, personal consumption. Now, the beautiful part comes in when those people who has like, I don't know, dalawa, tatlong gitara or whatever na gusto nila i-barter, pinapalit nila ng mga gamit nila for them to actually donate those items dun sa mga nangangailangan. So it's really, really beautiful thing. This is what I'm trying to say, that the bayanihan of the Filipino spirit is coming together na sabi nga nung naringgan ko na tigilan na natin or hindi na tayo pwede kasing umasa lagi ng ayuda. So what we can actually do is come together and maybe we can do something pagsama-sama tayo. And this is, tumatay yung balahibo ko kasi hindi ko alam na pwede pala at posible pa na for a Filipino, not just Filipinos, but dun nga sa page ng Amicable Barter Community in Dubai, may mga ibang lahi din. Not just Filipinos, but may mga ibang lahi din. It's really, really beautiful.
Yes, it is.
So in fact, Bob, it's really that's why we always have been emphasizing to the public, particularly to the members of ABCD, that we did not plan for ABCD to be trending na parang maging charity group siya. Kasi for one, we're very much aware that there are many rules or laws in the UAE that prohibits yung mga charitable projects na hindi naman lisensyado. And again, ulitin namin, hindi po tayo charity project. It so happened that the platform of ABCD, which intentionally was aimed to be a help sa mga nawala ng trabaho in a form of bartering lang po talaga. But then, sabi nga ng asawa ko, it's spun out into a different dimension na ang daming mga taong nagbabarter ng mga items nila. Pero may mga trabaho pa naman sila. But then, what they were able to gather, they give it away to people with no work, no pay, or people who have really lost their jobs. Mm-hmm. So, and for now, nagiging trending pa rin siya. Though we tried to, initially, it was overwhelming, Bob, and we really have to acknowledge the fact na talagang we have intentionally put a little bit of break. Hinay-hinay po namin siya kasi medyo we're getting reminders na rin from authorities kasi there are people who have been very generous. Truck po, or I mean, the whole load of their, kung ano po yung kasya sa kanila mga 4x4, groceries and sacks of rice, talagang todo po silang magbigay, you know. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, it has caught attention from many. So there are authorities who have kind of gently reminded us na as much as possible, we have to make it, we have to control the traffic a little bit more. Since hindi nga po pwede yung mga ganyan, yung mga parang nagiging malakihang charity project siya na hindi po lisensyado. So in fact, if you look at the page before and now, hindi na po gaano yung traffic ng influx ng malakihang charity initiatives. It's because we have really consciously and intentionally put a little bit of measures kung paano namin siya mafi-phase, not to totally phase out, but rather we kind of para minimize siya ng konti. And then we have worked with the Filipino Support Group. It's another group that is intended lang talaga, ang pakay naman nila ay talagang yung tumodo na magbigay lang ng relief goods. And they're also they were put together by good friends of ours, Dave Price and Mel. So yun, parang we kind of defined yung aming mga boundaries, ano, yung aming talagang scope ng role, yung aming mga groups. So, yes, so it's beautiful, Bob, because it's communities helping one another, di ba? So, yun. So, nakakatuwa lang din siya. So, even now, as we see the page, hindi na masyado yung hype ng ganong klaseng barteran. But then we can still see that a lot of people are able to meet their needs, their essential needs for the day, back pa rin sa groceries, by just giving up yung mga luma nilang mga gamit sa bahay. Yeah.
But my next question, ma'am, is yung sinabi niyo kanina, if there's a bulk, huge amount of donations or goods, how do you actually process the logistics, or do you keep that in a warehouse, or do you immediately
So,
yung pag-distribute, paano ba yan?
no, actually, just to clarify it, we don't actually gather all of those stuff. Yeah, it's ourselves. We don't gather like 1,000 sacks of rice or groceries. We don't do that. We don't raise any funds. We don't raise any collections. What is happening is that like one person barter, because I think he has so many TVs at home, so he bartered one of his TVs, and then he was able to raise out of that 56 inches TV, was able to raise around 20 sacks of rice, yeah,
and some
grocery items. So it filled up his, and then he just chose his own, kung sino yung gusto niyang tutulungan. In some cases, they just put it up in our website, in our group, that they will be in a particular location. I will be in Alriga. I'll be giving away sacks of rice and groceries. But then in some cases, it's just like people will just send, he just announced that send me a private message so we can meet in a particular place to deliver you these items. But then again, that is based from an individual person who was able to barter his stuff to change it for the goods. But then nothing is on us. Just like actually, we have just my personal experience is just, in fact, today I gathered the grocery. We have this Wi-Fi, the Wii game, that was like used by our son before, like 6-7 years ago, and of course he's grown up. And we thought that it's not working anymore. We've tried it at home; it's not working anymore. But still, I was. And I offered it as a barter, and one lady is checking it out, and it was working. So that we was able to raise. Instead, I just asked for 5 sacks of rice for that particular week, but that lady gave us more than 10 sacks of rice and more groceries.
Wow!
So in a way, it was such an amazing gesture from her that instead of just I bartered for 5 sacks of rice, and he offered more than that. Even so that's what happened.
So basically, to supplement it, Rob, I think it's people should really understand that we are just, this page is more of a platform for people to to do what their hearts are willing to do. So they barter stuff for their own needs, or barter to share, to provide for others' needs. So kami naman talaga, it's a policy, talagang barter groups in the Philippines and barter groups here have very distinct freedom, liberty to facilitate the group. In the UAE, there's so many rules that we have to be very mindful of. And there are many rules that I think we really have to be disciplined, enough to follow. Kasi nga, Bob, as you know, we're all foreigners dito, we can just easily be ejected away from the country, pagka talagang may malabag tayong hindi ka nais-nais na mga patakaran nila. So here in the Philippines, medyo we have more liberty to do, medyo free, Kaya nga, I think yung pag-gather, for those who are listening that are not based in the UAE, here you cannot just easily you cannot just solicit from anyone, you cannot receive donations from anyone. That's a big no-no, you know. So here we do not. We made it a rule amongst ourselves and with our other moderators na walang tatanggap ng kahit 5 duling for donation, right? So what we do, at sometimes, Bob, there are generous individuals who are gathering, you know, out of their own means. They're trying to put together mga relief goods, kahit may mga infant formula milk, Pampers, rice, groceries. And but then they are very, what we call this, they're very conscious of the, you know, safety measures currently, dahil COVID. So ayaw nila sila mismo yung mamigay. So what they do is they ask if it's possible for us daw to distribute it on their behalf. And that we willingly do. So we brave the, you know, the COVID threats, and we kind of do the distributions ourselves. That's the only time na talagang kaming nagre-receive para lang to distribute on their behalf. But hindi po kami nagre-receive ng donations na, you know, or naghihingi ng donations at nag-gather ng donations sa bahay namin. So wala pong ganoon. Oo.
And adding to that, merong mga tao na they don't have anything to barter. They don't have they also lost their job. So, but they have a car. So what they did is those stuff that cannot be delivered by people. Actually, this particular guy, Kuya Elmer, he was able to take the stuff from another place and move it to those people who are the distressed Filipino people. So he was able to do the logistics of it because he has a car and he has the time to do it. So that's again another exemplary work from a Filipino.
That's really, really amazing. And ang sabi ko nga lagi, no, when you see people and Filipinos doing, well, in general, people doing this, nakakahawa somehow yung energy. And when you see them online, parang ikaw maghahalong katak sa bahay, ano ba yung pwede ko maitulong dito? Even if I don't have much, diba? So the energy is, I don't know, it's really amazing in, kumbaga...
I think it's contagious, Bob.
Yes,
it's
contagious. So now, I know it's been really successful, and we've been helping a lot of Filipinos, not just Filipinos, but also ibang lahi in Dubai, in the UAE. But what are the difficulties, the struggles behind managing? How many pages do you have? I mean, how many pages do you manage at the same? I mean, as of now, as bartering.
Well, yes. There's only one Amicable Barter Community in Dubai page that we manage, and we have been very much vocal and clear about it that we do not intend to create another branch or chapter of such. At the moment, I know there is another Amicable Barter Community in Dubai. I think merong isang grupo na nagtayo. Well, you know, so in fact, it has been a concern for us initially kasi nga, we do not want to be, because this group, they're not so particular about rules, and we are very particular about rules to the extent that we're getting bashed about being strict. But for people who truly understand why we have such rules in place, I think they appreciate it more, so that at least we get to preserve the page for a longer period of time, and so we get to do this bartering for a longer period of time. So naging concern po siya sa amin initially na mayroong nag-create ng exactly the same name kasi we don't want to be charged by whatever leniency they have. Baka i-charge po sa amin bigla. But honestly, now, we just don't care because we understand that if in case there are anything or any incidences that will happen and then will be asked, but it's coming from their page, authorities will know it's coming from their page, you know. But for us, we're clear that we only maintain one. You know why, Bob? Because it's so difficult to manage this barter page. At the moment, I think we have close to 120,000 members in less than 2 months.
Wow.
And screening, masasabi kong it's very tough to manage. I think tougher than how we manage barter groups in the Philippines simply because of the many prohibitions, you know. Ang dami po talagang bawal natin gawin dito. So talagang, you know, us with our 13 other moderators, Bob, hindi po kami nagtatapos ng araw na hindi po nagiging zero ang pending. Alright? And you asked about issues. Ano yung mga nagiging issues natin? Facebook, in all courtesy naman and respect to Facebook, mayroon po kami nakikita mga bugs. So for example, we don't sleep until 0 po yung pending post natin for screening. Pero mayroon po mga umiingay, nagre-report sa amin, they have daw their posts that were posted a week ago, hindi pa po daw sila nakakatanggap ng response, hindi na decline, hindi siya na-approve, pero walang-wala po sa aming page. But then, after a few days, lalabas po siya, And then makikita namin, wow, last Monday pa to. Now it's now again Monday. So, but then that was not, mayroon pong hiccups ang system ng page, no? At the same time, Bob, part ng rules natin, yung mga COVID-related items, yung mga vapes or smoking-related, yung mga copy items, no? Yung mga fake or copies, premium copies, ano pang tawag natin dyan, imitations, pinagbabawal po natin dahil bawal sa Dubai at bawal din po sa Facebook community standards. So, ang nangyayari ngayon, Bob, nakikita namin na si Facebook mismo, mayroon pala siyang mga hinuhold na post kasi nagsiscreen din sila on their own. Okay? So, particularly, they're very particular dun sa mga COVID supplies at saka dun sa mga signature items, yung mga anything na mayroon kang sinusulat na either Coach bag or LV, hindi po siya namin nakikita kaagad kasi si Facebook mismo, may ginagawa din silang screening. And in fact, minsan, si Facebook ay nauna pang nagde-decline sa aming mga members, sa mga nagpo-post. Kasi may mga screenshots naman na pinapadala po sa amin. Yeah. So it's tougher. And Bob, I would like to mention, we have members who are very sensitive, we get bashed simply because their post was declined. So, but then when we decline naman po, there are messages kung bakit na-decline, and we simply want them to
repost
edit it, and then repost para po maging consistent siya sa rules natin. Mm-hmm. But then we kind of understand na to put the bashing aside, because as human beings, if we talk about psychology, ang people tend to, konting decline sa barter, they take it personal na parang, ano bang tawag doon?
They're being emotional.
They were like denied of something, no? But then, we spoke about it as a team kasi minsan tao lang din po kami, pagod na rin, nagsiscreen na nga, it's all for free, tapos we get bashed in return. But then, we said, let's put that aside. That's part of the service that we boldly took, And then at the same time, we have to understand that the human psychology, ang decline, pag ikay ay na-decline, pag ikay na, minsan
rejection.
Pag ano ka sa pag-ibig, pag you were
nabigo.
So, ang sabi nga, Bob, sa psychology,
relate mo na lahat.
relate na ang hanas nila at ang hugot dahil siguro na-decline, it reminds them of the other areas of their lives na na-decline sila, talagang kami na po napupuntahan ng lahat nila ng galit, So, but we thought we have to look past it, So, we have to understand na sa psychology pala, pag ikay na-decline, yung emotional hurt nun ay in fact, mas ba't hindi pa sa physical hurt, A certain part of our brain is telling us kung tayo ay emotionally hurt, lalo na yung ikaw ay na-deny or na-decline, is parang ikaw din ay nilatigo, It's kind of, it's comparable to that. So, we said, let's understand, we all have our hanas or we all have our hugot, so let it pass.
So, and of course, I need to add this, yes. We can't deny the fact na meron talaga tayong mga kabayan na meron ding nagsasamantala, nanamamalan. I'm not sure. Or taking this opportunity, like, let's say, in fact, it really happened and we caught a lot of people and we just blocked them. Like, yung pag may nagsabi dyan na, magdo-donate ako ng rice, number one una silang nakipagpila, and then they will tell their stories, no work, no pay, I've lost my job for 3 months, and then all the sad stories, and they will all put, so they can ask some help from those generous members. But then, pag may nag-deal naman ng mga yesi, ng mga sapatos, ay nag-deal kung minsan ng magandang Ray-Ban, sa telepono, nauna man sila nag-deal. So, but that's parang unfair, di ba?
Ay.
Ano ba ito? Kakahingi mo lang ng ayuda, tapos sa lahat ng ayuda, almost every 2 days, naghihingi na naman siya. So, hindi mo naman siguro maubos yung 5 kilos in 2 days.
So, yeah.
So, that's one of the challenges that we face.
Challenges, yes.
Well, it just goes to show that it's not easy dealing with. In fact, it's a parang simple page or simple intention to actually initiative to actually put up this yung system na ganito. But then again, there's a lot of challenges, a lot of difficulties, especially this is dealing with a lot of different people. And sabi ko nga ang hirap din minsan kausap ng Pinoy.
Mahirap
Now, we're gonna be talking about all the bashers when we return and all the news that's been coming out online with regards to bartering and the DTI or Department of Trade and Industry in the Philippines because they released an announcement or a tweet, okay, na hahabulin namin yung mga yan dahil illegal yung ginagawa nila. And I'm like, what? Okay, so we're going to be discussing that, more about that when we come back right here on TNC. Hey, welcome back to the growing, beautiful family of the new channel or TNC. Good evening, everyone. My name is Bob, your host for the Fort Project, where we talk about money, business, and life. And yes, this coming 20th of July, Monday, 12 noon. There's a world premiere, another new show that's going to be happening right here on this channel, hosted by Dennis Kalamba, the world premiere, The Talk. All right, that's another program and show right here on TNC that's going to be coming soon. All right, so do watch out for that. And of course, there's a concert, the Ben and Ben concert. I suppose this is going to be happening live online on the ABC Facebook page of the guest that we have for this evening. So this is going to be happening on. Let me see. This is. Ang liit. Hindi ko siya makita. Sige, mamaya, no? We'll ask them to actually promote the event. Yes, there you go. So it's live exclusively performance for ABCD, July 24th, the 20th, 11 a.m. Dubai time and 3 p.m. Manila time. So you know very well the band Ben and Ben. Yes, so ABCD proudly presents them live on Facebook. Wow, that's great. That's great. That's great for more Filipinos to actually appreciate the page. All right, so welcome back once again, Mr. and Mrs. Parroco, Sir Cesar. Would you like to say hello and hi to anyone? By the way, Sir Cesar is from which part of the Philippines?
We are from both of us from Bacolod City.
Wow,
So
would you like to say hello and good evening to all the Filipinos from Bacolod in your own local
Yeah.
dialect, please?
Okay, my wife can do that.
Well, anong oras na ba? Magandang, maayong gabi sa inyo tanan, mga kasimanwa namang dira sa Bacolod, kag dira man sa Cadiz, you know. Ako mismo is, I came originally from Cadiz City, which is the northern part of Negros Occidental. Whereas my husband is very Bacolod noon. So now, maayong gabi sa inyo tanan, and sa mga constituents natin sa mga Visayan or Cebuano-speaking cities and towns, maayong gabi sa inyong tanan diha. Pag-amping ta sa, of course, atong safety is number one. So thank you for tuning in. And of course, Bob would like to greet our friends, of course, families that are here, extended families that are here in the UAE. And at the same time, would like to, of course, greet the members, the loyal members, yung mga talagang nag-enjoy at nagiging addict na sa pakikipag-barter dito sa ABCD. And of course, last but not the least, we would like to thank talagang sinasapuso namin ang pagpapasalamat sa aming mga 13 moderators na talaga pong tinitiis ang lahat ng hirap, difficulty in managing the schedules kasi karamihan po ay back to work na. Mayroon din po sa aming mga members na nawalan din po ng trabaho, but then they are there, you know, selflessly bartering din para makatulong sa mga fellow nila, mga nawalan ng trabaho, mga no work, no pay, on top of helping us manage the page and the post. So thank you sa lahat sa inyo. So, you know, if you'll have time later, we can greet you one by one. Maraming salamat po.
All right. My better half, Dorothy, is actually from Iligan City, Mindanao. So from what I heard from her, meron na rin mga barter Facebook page in the Mindanao area or the Iligan area. So that's, I think that yun nga, contagious yung nangyari. No? Now, going back, so here we go. So, ito pala, syempre hindi ko pwede malimutan yung nanay ko. All the way from the land down under Melbourne, Australia, watching tonight. My mom, hello to you. Thank you. Joff de Sevilla, Adiel Fornales of Front Row, Dubai office. Also, hello to yun na. Josie Dorado. Good evening, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. All right. So, eto na. How do you feel about basher? And anong klaseng pang-babash pa? Because hindi ba parang sa isang normal na tao, ano ba yan? May mga ginawa na nga kami kahit paano magkatulungan sila or makatulong for the community. Pero bakit naman meron pa mga ganito? What are those? Anong hanas nila sa pang-babash?
Ay, naku, Bob. Actually, marami. Sabi ko nga, Sabi nga ng asawa ko before, parang kumuha kami ng batong pinupok sa aming mga ulo. Parang tahimik na buhay namin ay talagang pilit namin pinasok sa kaguluhan, ano? Well, because we actually did not expect this to happen. Talagang normal siyang initiative. Akala namin it will just fly as, as it is, magiging parang kabisihan lang ng konti while it's helping people.
Ang ganda-ganda sana ng hangarin.
Oo, tapos parang nagiging, nabash po kami. Mainly, siguro, ganito yun, Bob, ano? I would understand. Ang iba, as I told you, parang nakukonect nila on their own personal sentiments, kaya nagiging personal na rin sila sa amin. Pagka, for example, yung mga posts nila ay may medyo, bitin doon sa rules natin, ano? So, maraming bash ang pumasok nung talagang ini-request namin na sana we will respect the English-only policy, Bob. Hindi naman natin hinihingi yung fluency in English, ano? Parang ang amin lang na sana, we will have to put this inclusive kasi we've seen na marami pong non-Filipino members na rin ang pumasok. And then we get bash about saying na ang arte naman nila, they prefer, elitista daw yung ABCD na ito dahil pa English daw yung mga admin, whereas Filipinos naman po lahat kami. They fail to understand, Bob, na in fact, the more that they insist na nagiging elitista daw kami kasi mas pinapaboran pa yung ibang lahi kasi pinipilit namin sila mag-English, parang it's actually, we are, all the more that we try to push it. You know why? Because hindi, siguro sa 3-5 linya ng pagbabarter, hindi naman namin hinihingi yung life story nila, kakayanin na nila i-put that into English, alright? Tapos the more that you scream about, nako, ang hirap-hirap na nga, parang minamaliit mo naman masyado ang kakayahan mo bilang Filipinos. And before bartering, kami po ng asawa ko, and particularly in my coaching, I conduct a lot of training courses na talaga to help Filipinos in particular na mag-level up naman on their professional excellence. Di po ba? So, we've seen how it is for the last 20 plus years of our career. If you will not try to develop yung inyong katatagan, if you do not polish yourself na magiging professional in every angle na titingnan ka, talagang mamaliitin tayo ng ating mga amo, ating mga katrabaho, and all the more na mamahirapan tayong umangat sa ating mga careers. So we have seen that. So yung pag-i-English, we don't require people to be that fluent and grammatically correct sa pag-post, ano? We Taglish, we accept it na nga eh. But then people kasi, they would just easily, I don't know, Bob, kung saan ang gagaling yun.
So we just want to be very clear, Bob, that why we always want to be in English. So it will be inclusive so that more and more people will participate. Kahit na yung ibang lahi, pwede silang mag-participate. And in fact, kahit na hindi pa nga English lahat na ngayon, mayroon pa rin mga ibang lahi na nagpa-participate. So putting it in, we're not that patriotic enough. We're not like ganon. So, but then it's really needed for this because we are on it together. It's not only a Filipino fight. It's a fight for everyone now.
Exactly. Yung mga nawalan din ng trabaho, yung mga
ibang lahi din na nawalan ng trabaho.
And in fact, Bob, with our non-Filipino circle, there are so many also who would like to help. So how can they extend help? How can they participate in bartering pag hindi rin nila naiintindihan yung mga pinupost, di ba? So ngayon, I just wish and I really pray every day that members who are still not considering why kung bakit, sana naman po maghinay-hinay. Bob, you won't believe this, and to the viewers, you won't believe this. Tinanong mo nga, ano ba yung iba't ibang bashing na na-receive namin? Ang dami. To the extent na ito, you won't be surprised if you'll get screenshots of our faces here. Iligay nila dun sa sariling page na ginawa nila, and they look at the conditions. I don't know why, and then they have put screenshots of my face, and I don't know about my husband's face. Nandun, tapos nilagay nila doon na, yan, artista na si Madam, ambisyon ba, So, to me, which is very degrading. Well, to me, I personally don't find it degrading because really I don't mind them. But you know why?
If you're not used to
If
it.
you're not used to it, it will also disturb your peace a little bit. For a few days, it disturbed my peace. And you know what, Bob? We don't fight. We're not keyboard warriors. And you know what? What I did? Nireport ko lang naman sila sa police because I know the rules. So I have
Exactly.
offered, for the first time in my 20 plus years dito sa UAE, I was led because it was motivated by members and people that to say, no, you have to stop this. And you can only stop that by really reporting them to the right channel because we don't fight on keyboards.
Right.
So we reported it to police. So as it is, we have a file open in police to hunt these people who are also hiding on fake names just to bash ABCD and us in particular. For what reason? I don't know. Do we know them personally? We don't know because they're even hiding on fake names. So yan, so ladies and gentlemen, ganun na po kami kasikat ngayon kasi ang dami namin bashers.
And I would like to both welcome you. I would like to both welcome you to showbiz.
Ang hirap yung showbiz.
So, okay, really quick before we wrap it up, we have so much things to talk about and so little time. But okay, how a one person, an individual, can go about if I have stuff right here and I would like to barter it for items or goods. Is there some screening? Is it a closed group? Do I need to wait for accepted from the group, or how do I go about just for the viewers to actually know about the process?
Yeah. So first of all, you should join the group. But we have screened people like if they just joined Facebook recently, maybe 3 months. So those people who have joined 3 months ago will not be accepted. So sometimes, of course, fake accounts are always arise from that, and there's no sense of like responsibility or commitment from the person, isn't it? If they just joined Facebook, and maybe that account was just built for this barter community, so we don't allow that, and that's it. And we just all you have to do is just to follow the rules. First of all, we need to include a hashtag. So it will be easier for us to really approve the post. And we have some curfews. We set a curfew, by the way, that it's only be until 10 p.m. and then it will open again at 6 a.m. the next day. We are doing that because we want to rest too. We want to protect our health.
And the members' health.
And the members' health kasi hindi na sila natutulog. So ayaw namin na in the wee hours of the morning, they're still waiting for the barters and looking for it. And so far that's the rules. And we emphasize in our barter group that we should not focus on the price of the item as much as possible. This is a community of helping each other. This is a community of love. And we focus on the value of the item, but not really on the price. Otherwise, it will be just another selling transaction.
Yeah.
It will just be another business transaction.
Yes,
Exactly.
and yes, Bob, very important points na I think my husband missed is wala po talagang bentahan, alright? So, and we also block. So, we gather more bashers kasi may mga nabablock po tayo.
Online sellers.
We block people who intentionally sell, yung mga nagbibenta, they quote a price, or sometimes even in the comments, we have moderators, part of our team, who are just watching the comments. Kasi if they don't put a price on the main post itself, but sometimes in the comments, they would ask, magkano, how much, ganito. And we're not, why we block? Because they can jeopardize us and the page. Sila po ay pwedeng ipahamak tayo, ha? Taas ipahamak kasi we don't have a license to sell, okay? So if only we are a buy and sell group, and I'm sure this buy and sell groups, for sure they secure certain licenses, kami po wala. So that's why we cannot allow any form of selling. And another form na medyo matindi po kami mag-decide to block are if when we see that people are being bullies na, no? Pag may mga binubully, kasi part of our rules then is to really, please, be kind naman. Show courtesy to people. Wala pong karapatan ng sino man na i-bash yung kung sino man sa atin. We are all human beings, We're here for a reason, So lahat po tayo ay talagang nangangarap lang na mapabuti ang ating mga buhay at to provide for the people we love either here or back in the Philippines. So sana po magkaintindihan tayo on that aspect at sana po ay magrespetuhan. So yes, we do block people na talagang intentionally hindi sumusunod sa ating mga rules, particularly yung mga nagiging bullies po talaga. Yeah.
And of course, if you are living in Dubai, in the UAE, you know very well that there are always rules. Wherever you are, there are always rules, and you just have to respect the rules. All right. Now, like I said, so many things to talk about, so little time, and well, the final question for the both of you, lovely couple, is what do you think, and what do you want to get out of this? What's next for ABCD right here in Dubai?
Mhm. Well, we put this together prompted by the pandemic, and the different situations that we see talaga na quite depressing. So it has been helping people. Now we're gradually going back. So we thought that still, kahit paano yung sitwasyon, walang COVID, may COVID, there are always people who need help. So truly our intention is to keep this platform open and going on. Kaya nga po kami talagang bantay sarado is to protect or to preserve the platform, Bob. And then hopefully, but let's see, as you've mentioned earlier, I think in terms of preserving the page, depende din po yan sa magiging rules locally. Na-mention mo nga kanina, sa Philippines are starting to rally na DTI has made a big issue about the barters daw, na it's not, So if we reach, hindi naman po ganun ang status dito sa UAE, maingat lang tayo kahit hindi tayo nag-allow ng services, mga anything na services because we know taxable yan, may mga tax implications. That's why we understood na hindi siya namin kailangan i-allow sa bartering. So, if time comes na magiging mai-impose ni UAE ang rules against bartering, then maybe we'll have to hit on what the local laws dictates. So kami masunurin po masyado. Kaya, but for so long as wala naman pong nakikita tayong nilalabag na batas, we will try to preserve the page para po makatulong pa rin sa mga nangangailangan, even post-COVID times.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, well, there's that. And of course, with that being said, I would like to again say thank you so much to Mr. And Mrs. Parroco Cesar and Mrs. Lou. Maraming salamat for being here on the show. And hopefully this is not the first time and this is not the last time. Hopefully maybe on the next season, you'll be right here as a guest on my show. So thank you so much. And maybe I'll see you guys next time.
Thank you
so much,
Thank
Bob.
you,
Thank you,
Nancy.
Bob. Thank
All
you,
right, there
Nancy.
you go. Wow, lovely couple, great interview, and again, this is again made possible by the beautiful people from Puzzle Box, the Manila Times, Philippine Association of Professional Speakers, and Step Back. And that's another episode of the Port Project where we talk about money, business, and life. This is Bob tonight, right here on TNC. Good night.